Hello. I wanted to jump on here and have a little discussion um, about being who God says we are. I'll give you a little backstory. I grew up always trying to be what everybody wanted me to be. I grew up with a low self-esteem because of it. Now I'm having physical problems because of it, and I'm aging faster than I should probably be aging. It just took a lot out of me, and it's affected my weight and everything. So, long-term damage is what it's caused me. My whole life, I was just trying to make everybody happy. Try not to make anybody upset, walking on eggshells, trying to literally make everybody happy, which is impossible because you can't make everybody happy. Everybody's different themselves. I feel like I was being torn in 30 directions. Like people were playing tug of war with me. It was bad. That was my whole life. I was hurt. I would cry because I just couldn't make everybody happy. And it just took so much out of me. Sorry, my animals are just being animals. Anyways, I grew up like that, being controlled by everybody, doing what they wanted me to do, not having really a say what I wanted. I haven't got to the point where I would just like what everybody else liked because I knew it would make them happy. And it took a long time to find what I really like and what I don't like, and just learning how to be myself. I didn't know who I was. Just till, I don't know, the last 4 years. Just turned 49. Isn't that sad? Really sad, but that depression, that sadness eventually turned into anger. It built up over the years. I got so mad that I was becoming this person that I didn't want to be. Because my whole life, like if I did stand up for myself, people turned it around and would gaslight me, like, why are you being psycho? Why are you acting like this? Blah, blah, blah. Like it was pinpointed on me. And it took me a long time to realize those people are toxic. And I would get angry, like, it started turning into anger, like, who the hell do they think they are? Like, really, they have the audacity to tell me what to do and control my life when they need to look in the mirror and look at them. I mean, I was being judged by drug addicts, alcoholics, sexaholics. I mean, people who were lazy holics. I mean, they didn't have jobs, they wouldn't work, they collected welfare. I mean, people who were cussing and yelling and complaining. Okay, that's one of the areas I'm working on, is complaining, because my whole life I've been surrounded by people who complained all the time. So now I'm working on not complaining. I finally got my cussing down where I'm hardly ever cussing at all. But when I have a trigger, because I'm not perfect, I'm still trying, something will set me off, something will trigger me, and then I'm cussing. And that's just learning how to set healthy boundaries, because in my mind I'm trying to set the healthy boundaries and I got them, but am I putting them in action? No. Okay? This is why I say I'm going to do it. I'm going to stand up for myself, and I'm going to say no means no. And I'm just talking about in generally, talking about when people ask for a ride somewhere, when I'm already doing something else, or I'm not feeling well, and then they make me feel guilty, and then I say yes when I should have said no, even though I'm exhausted and I'm in pain, or I got to run around, I got to do this, I got to do that. Literally, I feel like a taxi sometimes. I do IHSS, I do get paid for that, and I'm trying to keep everybody on their days, their schedules. But like my dad, when he gets his check, he thinks he has to go get the money and do all his errands then. And if it doesn't fall one of his days, I need to start telling him no, because it is hard to shift everything around and just do it. And make me feel guilty. He'll be like, well, I'll walk. And he knows I don't want to walk because it's a good distance and he has the risk of falling. And it's dangerous walking to the bank in that area. So he knows, you know. So I'm like, I gotta just tell him, no, it's not your day. And you don't have to pay rent until this date. And he doesn't have to pay rent until the 10th, but he thinks he has to pay it right on the 3rd when he gets his money. It's like, no, you may want to go cash your check right on the 3rd, but that's not how it's going to be. And, you know, and I guess if he walks, he walks. He's stubborn, so I don't know. I can't worry about it all the time. You know, I'm here to help him, but I have a schedule to follow because I have other people to take care of. And besides my jobs that I have my children and I have my health. And if anything gets in the way of serving God, like let's say my dad or somebody's calling me, oh, you're going to church? Well, I need a ride here. Sorry. Basically, I feel like they're saying, well, you have to miss church because I need to go. No, I'm in control. It's my car. They can't force me to get in my car. Go do what they want. If they get in the way of my serving God, like church or another service or whatever I'm doing to serve God, the answer is no. Especially on Sundays. Sundays is a day of rest. So after serving God, after going to church and helping with the service, helping whatever I can, going into worship, I want to come home and watch my other church from where I used to live and enjoy my family and rest and relax because it's Sunday. I don't want to go running around, taking somebody running around on my Sunday. It's Sunday. No more Sunday. Sometimes I do have to go get my son every other Sunday, which that's fine. But everything else, everybody else wants me to do, because that's another thing. Every other Sunday, I have to go get my son, like almost 3 hours away. So, you know, stuff can't get in the way of that either. So what I'm just saying, if you spent your whole life, or you're still doing this, letting others define who you are, complaining about why you look the way you do, or dress the way you do, or talk the way you do, or look expressions the way you make them, or why you like this and why you like that, and you should do this and you should do that. Don't. You are who God says you are. That is who we are. It took me to realize I'm God's child and He is my Father and He created me, not everybody else. Now I give everybody grace and I forgive them for treating me the way they treated me, because they were obviously treated and hurt themselves. Why would they be drug addicts? Why they would be alcoholics? Why would they just sleep with everybody? Why would they cuss all the time? That's another subject we'll talk about later, is cussing. Some people say cussing releases stress and it's not in the Bible and this and that. But is cussing peaceful? No. It sounds like garbage. Therefore, it is garbage. It makes people who cuss look like garbage too. And I'm not perfect. I used to cuss all the time. And I still slip. But it took me a long time when I realized I was stop cussing how bad it sounds. And it adds poor character to us. And I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying cussing is not peaceful. Because it's putting somebody down. It's showing aggression. You're obviously mad about something when you're cussing. Or you just cuss casually because it became a habit. But it doesn't sound right. And plus it makes you're talking longer. You're taking longer to say what you got to say because you're adding those cussing words in there. Just put that on the table instead of putting beep, beep, that on the table. Okay? Like, you don't have to cuss. You don't. It's bad, but we'll talk about that later. I am now at the place where I know who God says I am. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know I like to have say things a certain way and I like to do them a certain way. I finally know who I am. And when people come in and say, why do you like that? Well, because I do. And I'm not going to be forcing myself to like something they like just because I think it's going to make them happy. If they're not happy because I don't like what they like, tough luck. Too bad. Okay? And again, I don't understand why I let those people in my past take my identity away and try to tell me who I am. Like, literally going to take advice from a drug addict who doesn't obviously have their life together because they're doing drugs. They need drugs to cope, or alcohol, or somebody who's just grouchy all the time. No. And when I started serving God, all those toxic people are gone. Like, they're still around, but they're not around. You know what I mean? They're not active in my life. So I started healing. I'm taking inner healing in church still. I'm still working on healing. It's a long process. Like I said, 4 years ago is when I started realizing this and started knowing who God really is and having a relationship with Jesus and building myself, having God help build me. I will not ever in my life, I forgive those people, I forgive what happened, even though those words sometimes are still in my head. They don't get to say who I am. That's the past. I let them treat me that way. But today, I will not let them treat me that way. If I ever get married, I know what I want in a man. Real men serve God. There, I said it. They walk with Jesus. They're everything about God. They are in the Bible, reading the Bible. They are praying. They're going to church. They're help serving the church. They're volunteering. They're in the community. They are real men. And that's what I want in a man. I will not settle for less. I want somebody I could walk with Jesus with. I know that now. And I'm waiting patiently, having endurance, waiting through it all, having faith, because God will pick the right person for me. I'm not looking. I'm not the one that's going to approach the guy. He has to approach me. God will put the right person to approach me. So there's that. I know now I will never be mistreated. I know I would stand for myself. I still got areas to work on, like saying no and standing firm on it. I will be working on that. But I don't hang around with people who are toxic. I don't. If I'm around a toxic environment, I try to get out of it. I have Facebook, and for quite a long time, I would get cussing on my Facebook all the time, inappropriate jokes, people venting, people, especially during COVID time, I was fighting with everybody because I was this person. Oh, I was an ugly person. That took the best out of me. That brought the worst out of me was when we had to stay home and couldn't do anything, and the riots were happening for Black Lives Matter. It's not I'm against Black Lives Matters. I'm just saying it was just this horrible deal where they would break into places and vandalize, and I was arguing with people. I used to argue with people all the time about what I believed and what they believed, because I was like, this is who just a whole bunch of negative things on my Facebook all the time. And now, as a Christian, I have Christ-like things on my Facebook and positive things on my Facebook, and all those people that were toxic and negative either are not my friends anymore, or don't read my posts, or I don't really see their posts anymore. I don't see that negative stuff coming up on there. So that's great. That's a big difference. So know who your friends are. Family is rough because of your family, but you still don't have to take it. And you could literally tell them, which I'm working on, is, hey, what you're doing right here it's not okay, and I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be around you when you're treating me like this. You need to stop. We need to set healthy boundaries as a Christian, and God's okay with that. We could show grace, where grace does need to be shown. I understand you're going through some stuff, and I love you, and I'm here for you, and I'm going to pray for you, but you got to stop this attitude towards me. You got to stop acting like this. This is not okay. We got to get some help, okay? Showing grace. And then forgiving too. You have to forgive. But you can move on if you need to move on. If they're not willing to change or they're not willing to get the help, and it's right to move on. It's right. I have a child who is stuck in the past. She won't come out. She has autism and she soaks up negative things, and she still cusses and yells and calls me names. She's my child. I have to deal with that. But I give her grace and I forgive her. She's my child. That's different. I can't just say bye. So, yes, endurance is what I need and all that. But I'm working on it. Okay. So I have some Bible verses of who God says we are. Okay? Romans 8:17. We are God's children, and if children also here's a God and co-heirs with Christ. Co-heirs with Christ. I'm not sure that I'd say that word. So we are who God says we are. We are his children. He is our Father. 2 Corinthians 5:21. I am the righteousness of God. I have a right to stand with him in Jesus Christ. So I have people in my life who don't believe in God. I have family who says they believe in God and are not going to church. They don't read the Bible, and my kids don't want to go to church, and my kids don't want to believe in God. And that's fine. This is my home. And in my home, I'm going to serve God. I encourage them to go to church. I try to get them to go to church. Can't really make them, but this is my home, and they're not going to be cussing and acting crazy and doing non-godly things in my home. People who I'm surrounded by drink and whatever. I'm not going to drink. I decided I'm a Christian. I'm not going to drink. Some might say it's okay to drink a glass of wine here and there, but I chose not to drink. I did that for God. And that's where I stand. 1 Corinthians 6:19. My body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. I belong to him. Yes. With all this healing process, it's also healing my spirit. Physically, I'm having physical problems with my right side of my body and not being able to walk, and I'm like dropping things. I can walk, but I'm in a lot of pain, okay? I'm seeing doctor after doctor trying to figure out what's going on. But my spirit, when I am listening to him and I'm around him, I hear him, I feel him, I know him. I feel so much better. I feel less pain actually after I feel the Holy presence, Holy Spirit. When I'm in that, everything just so peaceful and loving. Just wish I could feel it all the time. So yes, my body belongs to him. Nobody else. I'm not falling into traps. Not doing it. Deuteronomy, I think I'm saying that wrong. I don't know. 28:13. It's hard to pronounce. Deuteronomy. Okay. I am the head, not the tail. I only go up, not down in life, as I trust and obey God. This is all true. It's all true, like I said, with Facebook and just generally having all those toxic people out of my life. This is true. So, I was going to say something else. Let's see. Okay, that's what I was going to say. That, in times is going to happen. It kind of really already is slowly. We would see all these disasters happening, going on. The world eventually is going to end. Who knows what's going to end with us or our children or grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Who knows? Okay? But I want to be ready when God comes. If he takes me, he takes me. If I'm left behind, I know something I did wrong, something I needed to work on, I didn't do, Or maybe he left me behind to take a stand. And when that happens, there's going to be somebody coming down. It's really Satan acting like he is the Messiah and he is Christ or this and that. And he's going to fool us and say, oh, we want peace. He's going to make us take a mark or we die. Now, if he wanted peace, why would he kill you? Why would he do that? God wouldn't do that. God gives us a choice. So, I will not take that mark. I already decided it's going to be hard. Excuse the kitty cat. It is going to be hard. It's going to be painful because I already know Satan ain't going to let us go easily. He's going to torture us. But we're going to die no matter what. There is a heaven and there's a hell, and we're going to die no matter what. I want to go to heaven. I don't want to be in hell where it's cold and dark and scary and pain and hunger and thirst that you just can't quench, and hunger you cannot satisfy. All the bad things are going to happen down there. In heaven, I won't feel pain. In heaven, I won't hunger. I won't thirst. I'll just be singing and having His peace. So I am who God says I am. I live for Him. I stand for Him. And I love Him. He showed me what love really is because I never knew what love was. My whole life, until 4 years ago, I didn't know what love was. I didn't know how to love myself. And you don't love yourself, you don't know how to love others. So now I love myself and I know how to love others now. It's an everyday progress. Every day I have to work on it. But I'm so glad I know who I am. I am who He says I am. And so are you. Just keep praying, keep going to church, keep reading your Bible. God will show you who you are. And He will take the wrong people out of your life and put the right ones in. Go to a church. The church community is great. Lots of support, lots of love. Get involved in church. Help in your community. Help serve the Sunday school. Do choir. Get into music. Get on a music team. Help set up the church. Help clean up the church. Anytime your church has a function, get involved in it. You need that community. That community's helped me so much. I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have my church. I love my church that I have now, and I love my church back in my old home. I have 2 churches I'm greatly blessed with. So I have abundance of sisters and brothers and pastors that can help me when I need help, and I can help them too when I need help. We're just a great community. They are who says God says they are, and I am who God says I am. And you are who God says you are. God bless you all. Have a good day. Bye.